everybody, welcome to the Geekdom. I was going on like a tangent and, well, not a tangent, but I was going on a pretty good like discussion and the camera totally just shut off on me, and I realized like when I looked back to see if it like captured anything that I recorded, it was like half a second and then like some kind of like glitchiness and then it just shut off and I was like, okay, so that sucks. So anyways, welcome to the Geekdom. This is TheLadyKaylah here. I don't know if I introduced myself because I just wanted to like rant about my camera being an asshole. Yeah, I want to talk about The Hobbit and I am just kind of upset, if you didn't notice. So anyways, one thing that's been bothering me about The Hobbit are people like saying that it's like another Lord of the Rings movie, and it's not. Like, the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are completely separate. Don't get it confused that just because it takes place in the same land and it has some reoccurring characters that it's the same. It's not the same. Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are two separate stories, and you know, there's a reason the Lord of the Rings is its own trilogy and the Hobbit's separate, and it's a part, like, it's not a part of that. And while some people say like the Hobbit's kind of like a prequel to Lord of the Rings, I would disagree. I would say it's just a separate story that happens to have some reoccurring characters, because it is a completely separate story. And while it does have, you know, the origin of like finding the ring that Gollum had or whatever, it's still its own story, and that ring part is like a tiny fraction of what happens in The Hobbit. So I don't know, it's upsetting. And then also, The Hobbit is kind of like geared more towards children, while The Lord of the Rings has like a more mature aura about it. I'm not saying like The Hobbit's PG, while like Lord of the Rings is like rated R, like craziness. No, it's not like that, but it's just like The Hobbit's just more kid friendly, while Lord of the Rings is just more mature. That's like the simplest I can put it. So besides, you know, being two separate storylines, they are geared towards separate audiences. So I don't consider them lumped together. So it's either people don't know much about Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, because I read something that said they're making another Lord of the Rings movie. I thought that was ended. And there was another one that was just wondering why The Hobbit wasn't included in Lord of the Rings, or why the title didn't have Lord of the Rings in it, something like that. And I've just been seeing like a million of these posts, and I'm like, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, separate, that's it. And oh, someone else sent me links to like these videos, and I don't know how to say his name. But I'll put the links in the description below along with his name. And they sent me links to the wargs. There's the wargs from, I believe it's the Two Towers Lord of the Rings movie, and the wargs from The Hobbit, like a little snippet of the wargs from The Hobbit, and wanted to know like what I thought about the differences. And if I remember correctly, in The Hobbit, which I haven't read in a while, which I've been wanting to do before the movie starts, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that because I've been studying for finals. And if I remember correctly, they like talk, and they're their own little like race of beings, the wargs. And in The Lord of the Rings, they're kind of just like mounts, and they seem to be without like their own mindset. They're like beasts, and they look like hyena monster type creatures, like a monster hyena type hybrid thing. And the new wargs that are going to be in The Hobbit, I didn't see them talk or anything, and they seem to just be attacking again like beasts without like thought. And the body type seemed the same, like they went for the same bulky, monstery type body type, but they look more wolfish, as the other wargs look more like hyenas. So we'll see what happens with the wargs in the Hobbit movie, because I don't really know. It's freezing. I'm gonna get my blanket more up close to my chin because I'm cold. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Hobbit. I'm expecting it to be good. What I want to get from it is just the magical, like, fantastical type of feeling that I get when I read the books. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, exactly like the books. I just want that feeling, and I'd be satisfied. So, yeah. I'm cold. So I'm gonna go and just cuddle and huddle on whatever under my blankets because it's freezing, and I don't know why I got cold all of a sudden. Maybe, like, the heat turned off. I live in California too. It's probably not even that cold. It's just anything below like 80 is like freezing to me. So, yeah, sorry. Bye.